Adaptations, good citizens. This is Laz. This is the Fortress. It's going to be a new segment. I'm just giving this a shot, just because I went book shopping to some used bookstores and an antique place. And there's a place near me called Carnival of Collectibles. And they always, every time I go in there, there's an antique store, and it's all broken up in different stores. And there's one store in particular that always has a really good selection of really good books. And for those of you who don't know, I am a big Stephen King fan. He may be my second favorite writer. I say maybe because I know Mick Spillane is my all-time favorite. So after him, I just don't really keep track. But if you judge favorites by how many books of a certain writer you own, King's up there. So when I went in, they had just a whole bunch of stuff I don't own. Now none of these are new, as in they're not newly released. It's just they're new for me. They're books I haven't read yet. One is Desperation. Picked this one guy up right here. Been wanting to read this. Now this is a book that I think I read in high school, or started reading, and then I stopped. Not 100% sure on that one. Before I just, so I believe that's a book that he released about the same time that he released another Bachman book, another book written when he was Richard Bachman. At least going back under the Richard Bachman name. I think it was The Regulators. Don't quote me on that one though. But I think I started reading that one and I never picked it back up. So I wanted to give it another shot. The second one that I got was one of his short story collections, and I love Stephen King's anthologies. I love his short stories collections, like his the first one he did, Night Shift. I love that book. I loved it. Read it quickly too. Read it really quickly, cover to cover. Has really cool stories, and it has the short story for Children of the Corn. The movie's based off. Well, this first movie is based off of. Actually, it's closer. And it also has the short story for The Lawnmower Man, which I don't know where the hell I got the movie from. For the story for the movie for. If you read the short story, you're like, you're not even close. But it is what it is. Collection. I believe this is the second short story collection. It is called Skeleton Crew. And this one, let me just open it real quick. I believe it has The Mist and The Raft, which is the first story in. No, I'm sorry, it's the second story in Creepshow 2, and it has. Actually, I believe those are the only two that got movies, at least that I know of, adaptations of movies that I know of. Word Processor of the Gods, which actually is an episode of Tales from the Dark Side, so that's pretty exciting. Now, third one is a book. It was Stephen King's, my favorite Stephen King book. Well, I read it as a teenager. But then it got replaced by It, and it still that book It still is not just my favorite Stephen King book, it's also my second favorite book of all time. So that book, really cool. It's very different for Stephen King. It has like knights. It has like knights, swords, princesses, all that goodness. So it's very different for Stephen King, and it is called Eyes of the Dragon. So very excited to reread this. I haven't read this since I first read it as a teenager. So I'm very excited to reread this. Now the fourth one is something I'm very excited about, because I never read, and I've never really finished any of Stephen King's books when he was writing as Richard Bachman. And since his time with Richard Bachman inspired one of my all-time favorite Stephen King books, Dark Half, I would like to read what he did as Richard Bachman. And I got a collection of 4 of them. It was the first one he did, and it's called the Bachman books. Sorry, it's called the Bachman books. And what really excites me about this is it has the first one he did called Rage, which was about a kid who it's about a school shooting basically, and Stephen King pulled off shelves. I don't know if he did it after Columbine, and I'm not trying to be funny with this one. I'm not sure when he did it. I did know it was pulled off shelves by the writer's own request, and for that alone, like I'm kind of, it's a banned book, so I'm kind of excited to have at least a copy of it, so I'm able to read it and just see what I could see about it. Now the fourth one is a book I have read quite a few times, and I've yet to see the Netflix movie with Carla Gugino in it, and I do want to watch it. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it yet, but it is Gerald's Game. Now I'm excited I got this version because I got the hardback version because when I read it, it was a paperback version, and for any of you who've ever tried reading Stephen King in paperback, it has this teeny tiny little print that is so bad. It's the only thing that can cure my insomnia at times, other than melatonin. It's so damn small. You're like, what the? And like you're squinting, your eyes are so strong. It just happens every time for me. But I'm very excited to read that. And the last one I got is another collection. I believe it was his third collection. I believe it's his third collection. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I may already own this, because I have a few Stephen King books. I have quite a few. And so I may already own this, so this may be a double. But I couldn't pass it up, because it is 4 past midnight. And this book has At Pupil. And I want to say the story Stand By Me is based off of. Give me a second, kids. Let me check. No, I lied. Actually, nor does it have At Pupil. I was wrong twice. Son of a bisquick. I am sorry, kids. I've lost my Stephen King membership card now because I lost it. I read it wrong, but it has the books, the stories for Langoliers and Secret Window. Now, Langoliers, for those of you who don't know, because it's not really a well-known Stephen King story, at least adaptation-wise, because there was a TV movie, which I believe you can get on Vudu pretty cheaply, honestly. At least I did. And like the movie itself, like the story itself is pretty cool. I don't want to give anything away because it's, I don't want to go into spoilers. But the movie itself, the story for the movie is pretty cool. I enjoyed it. But the best part of the movie is seeing Bronson Pinchot, who played the character Balky in Perfect Strangers, just be a raving lunatic dick. And it was amazing because it was so against type that it was just so much fun to watch, and he was so good at it. So I'm really excited to read that. Except, I haven't never read that one, so I'm excited to read that. Got some goodness. So I got some goodies. It was a good haul. I just want to share it with you guys. Let me know if I've any other fellow Stephen King fans, watching my channel, or any other fellow book collectors. If you like horror books, because I love me some horror paperbacks, especially the cheesy ones from the 80s. Love them. I may do a review about my collection on those too. I don't know. It depends on, hey, if you guys want to see that, typey, and give me some comments, let me know. But until next time, good citizens, we're done here. So until next time, as always, same last time, same last channel.